Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Andrew, and this is going to be a collective download that I'm offering for your absorption. And I am trusting you in your own discernment, your own receiving of this message to absorb what is meant for you and discard what is not. Allow your own intuition to serve as the second part of this reading so that you may build on this download for yourself and what it means for you. I do offer private readings and personal sessions, and that information's in the description box of this video. And if you are feeling connected, guided to me, if you're feeling a sense of resonance, join the conversation, leave something in the comment box. If you have a question for me or anything like that, I'm available for that. With that, let us begin. Declassified. Time plus choice equals change. Being read in on only the next step. So there's been this sort of, I guess you could say, analogy. And the way that Spirit works in downloads with me is through the analogies of it all. And the analogy is sort of like thinking of ourselves as a secret agent of sorts, or an agent, an operative, right? And we are being invited into a maturity of co-creation. And what does that mean? That means that we've been weighed down by what the future looks like, where we're moving, what we're supposed to do in the now to get to there, right? But really we're focused on the there, the then, what happens then, where are we going to be then, what are our vision boards and our goals and our intentions, and what are we manifesting, and how are we attributing that there. However, right, you cannot eat an elephant in one bite. So it's about the bite that is now. It's about the step that is now. What is the step now? Think about a redacted document about your future. Spirit gave you a document and they said, this is going to be your future. Okay. But a lot of things are redacted, meaning there's a lot of black lines that are shielding you from a lot of that information. Why? Because it is fluid. Okay. It's only ever been the next step. That's how it's always been. And where we've gotten caught up and where we've been allowing ourselves to fall into a sense of suffering, or I don't want to say discomfort, because discomfort is good, but a sense of confusion has come from our intentions being planted within the present moment. And what I mean by that is intentions for the future, not just the present. The intentions for the present have only to do with one thing. What are you flowing in right now? What is desiring you right now? And the collective that I'm reading for, you have so many different ideas and subsets, and you're almost at the sort of what the the full picture is of your entrepreneurial experience of life, and you're looking at all of these different avenues and all of these different things, and it's very overwhelming, because what do I invest in now? What do I put my energy into now? And Spirit is saying, very good question. What do you invest in now? What is it now? What is the now for you? And what are you flowing in now? What's calling your attention now? What is driving you forward now? What is inviting you in right now? And rather than you looking at that and taking into consideration everything else that comes later, you kind of add some, I guess you could say, lag. It's like trying to run all of the programs on your computer at one time. And this is also like a process of faith, or a maturity into faith and co-creation, and allowing the divine to take the reins, allowing the divine and God to take that rest of it, so that you can be planted in the now, and allowing them to work with you, work around you in this co-creation process, so that you can be present in what is right in motherfucking front of us. Another cool thing that I heard was time plus choice equals change and opportunity. And this is the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. So there's been this sort of assumption that what it is that we want require us to hit a particular mark. It requires us like jumping out of a plane and needing to hit that X, right? Skydiving and needing to make it to that one point, right? And Spirit is saying there are about 1 billion different points that can be hit. It's not just one. They're all different forms and opportunities in this destiny, right? And what is destiny? That's another aspect of this download that I'll get into, right? Inner work and time equals energetic transits and karmic experiences. So this sort of judgment of ourselves in this rush energy, and Spirit is saying some of it is just time. We know that you are overwhelmed by so much of what's going on in the world around you, so much of the injustices, so much of what is not fair, and you wanting to be a remedy, you feeling your purpose and desire to serve as a remedy, but you are not the remedy, you are the example. And thus it is not all on your shoulders. You are not the prime and only answer. And thus take some of that pressure off of yourself to want to show up in the world in a way that actually brings you a sense of purpose, right? And that's what we all kind of are feeling into in these days. Why answer to what I don't like in the world, what I don't desire, and therefore co-create something of an answer that will be something different, right? And oftentimes we judge ourselves for the past, coulda, shoulda, woulda, should have taken that opportunity, or things that showed itself to us and that we weren't able to see the value of, and therefore we missed that opportunity. However, time, energetic transits, and karmic experiences, meaning all of these karmic experiences that you've had, plus time, the movement of time, this I guess you could say the circular I guess you could say motion of the earth, right, moving around, and the cosmos, and the different sort of like system that's happening, and how time passes, and how we move through the different astrological transits and the different portals, and that plus choice. The choice is inner work and active movement towards awareness and alignment are how we ascend into the new experience of life. It is how we make ourselves available for what we ask for and what we desire, right? So there's sort of like this being let off the hook, and Spirit saying, like, what makes you think that you're not in perfect timing? What makes you think that you've missed the assignment in any kind of way? Yes, hold accountability for the past, but you're exactly where you need to be. And that's the only awareness that is going to give you the ease to move through this. Right now, there's so much noise, so much distraction, and there's so many ideas bubbling up. Like I've been saying, the greatest renaissance happening simultaneously with the greatest depression. The greatest depression being pressed deeply into the survival aspects of life, the lower aspects of life, the trigger, the traumatized aspects of life, and being forced to move through that in the astrological alignments with time, with just the movements around the sun, right? And that in combination with choice, right? What do you choose in those moments? What do you choose when you're deeply pressed? That allows you to kind of make your way for the greatest renaissance, which is coming in as all of these different ideas of things that you want to do, right? But it's so loaded because you've added so much charge and so much definition in what that is, right? The podcast idea, or the book, or the music, or this or that, all of these different things. Trust me, I'm with you, right? The different businesses you want to run, and all the different ways in which you want to serve, and all the different ways in which you want to live, and all of these different things that are tied together in this beautiful like symphony of who you be. However, you are just one being in that orchestra right now. The rest is the divine. And as time moves on, you'll begin to master the clarinet and the cello and the horns and all of the different things that then allow you to come in and bring this symphony in. You will be the octopus mastering all of its 8 tentacles that all operate in a different aspect of your gift and your life, and the way that you move with your gifts in your life that bring in that opportunity, that allow you to ground in this full symphony of who you be. But right now you are but one. Right now you have one step. Right now you are being given clearance, and you are being read in on the mission in reference to the very next step, or the very step that is related to the present. We assume that there's a window of opportunity, but there are unlimited amount, like I said. They are only open when you are ready, and thus only time and choice can prepare us to see and walk through them. And that is where we are right now. What is the point of questioning the doors behind the door that is in front of you? Go through the door. That door is the only door you may concern yourself with. Do not concern yourself with the house behind it. Do not concern yourself with the world behind it. Do not concern yourself with the different aspects of the life that you're walking into and whether or not you're prepared for it. That's on us. That's on the divine. That's on the Holy Spirit. That's on the universe. It's very simple. Proactive advice about the next step right in front of us. And each and every one of us have a different kind of definition in that, right? What is our next step? What is what in this present moment, right? And this all just comes back to the present, right? In this present moment, what are you feeling? What do you desire? What do you desire to do? Can you allow that to lead? Because the divine already took them damn notes. Okay, the divine already wrote down. Okay, okay, this is what they want. This is This is where they shine. They have it all down, and they're orchestrating and they're weaving with your higher self that perfect reality. But in order for you to flow into that in a way where you're not over processing yourself, in a way that you're not adding too much, I guess you could say, weight to your GPU, because you're trying to carry it all now in the present. And the Spirit is saying right now, let all that go. Trust that we're weaving that. Have faith in that. Mature in your process of co-creation with the universe. Mature in your faith. And allow us to take that and just be in the present. Quite simply, it's what is presently calling you right now. And can you allow yourself to be in that without having been weighed down by the GPU, right? When I come on to do these, I have to be conscious with myself and ask myself, am I hyper-focused on how I'm being received? Or am I just allowing myself to be present and flowing with the download and the receiving that I feel guided to share right now? And when I do that, I realize that all of this extra static and confusion and all of this stuff around how I'm being received, it's not necessary. Right? That's for them. That's for the divine. Let them figure it out. Let me show up with my fucking potency. Let me show up in my authenticity. Let me be who I am. Let me be who I be. And let me feel into where my soul naturally is guided towards right now, and have faith that that is all that is needed in the process of co-creation right now. The mission and the objective is fluid. Destiny is not a mark, but a block of clay that forms its shape as time passes and choices are made. Ooh, X does not mark the spot. This is a real beefy one, okay? The mission and objective is fluid. Oftentimes in this religious programming, we have this idea that God has this vision for us, and that the divine or the Holy Spirit is waiting for us to find that perfect mark, that perfect way of being, that perfect way of putting our work out there, that exact formula, right? And Spirit is saying it's not a formula as much as it is a balance, right? And it's again, I'm going to read it again. Mission and objective is fluid. Destiny is not a mark. It's not a mark that you hit. It's not one mark, but a block of clay. It's a clay that shapes as time passes and choices are made. As time passes and you align more to who you are and make choices in that way, you begin to kind of chip away at that block of clay, or you begin to mold that block of clay little by little. And there is no vision of what it is. It's just what you're feeling right now, right? And that is where so wherever it is that we're pressurizing ourselves in way of our destiny, or missing the boat in some way, let that all go. Let that all go, and just focus on what is in front of you. What is being molded right now. X does not mark the spot. Bearing the weight of the future whilst on mission of the present objective makes for a terrible operative. Ooh. Bearing the weight of the future whilst on mission of the present objective makes for a terrible operative. So think about you have a mission, right? And you're over here like being told that all you have to do is take this envelope and drop it in the mailbox. That's all you have to do, right? And you're thinking, who is this going to? What is this? What chain of events is this going to set off? You know, who is this about? What is going on, right? And so you're like, all right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and do this, but I'm also going to keep in mind what's the purpose of this? Who am I working for? What are the objectives of who I'm working for? Where's this going? And it's like you already knew who you were working for when you signed up. You knew that there's almost like, if you're gonna have faith, you gotta have faith, right? So sitting here in lack of faith, of lack of trust in yourself and the divine, is only making it and bogging down and making, I think I'm making this point very abundantly clear, bogging down your present objective, okay? Synthesizing into one present objective. This objective will not seem to be the remedy for all of your problems. So in the present, you're going to struggle because you're going to feel like, how is this thing that I'm flowing with going to solve the problems of all of this? And the divine is saying that's not for you to worry about. Just flow in the present, and again, mature in faith, mature in co-creation. Your clearance is only for the present objective. This objective will not seem to be the remedy for all of your problems. That is for later. Your clearance is only the present objective. This is for your own benefit. Our processing and capabilities are best served towards what is directly in front of us. That is how we co-create. Learning how to serve that objective without bringing in the static of the unknown future. Learning how to serve the objective without bringing in the static of the unknown future. Building the capacity to flow authentically and giving the rest to God. So I think I've made this download abundantly clear. You're being read in, collective. You are being read in. And right now you're being read in on the very next thing, like you have been this entire time. You've been read in on the next thing, and you've been doing the next thing, but you've been suffering in everything else. Your GPU and your computer processing power has been slowed and bogged down by everything else because you've been worrying, right? Worry is a wonderful symptom to let you know that you are focused on anything beyond the present moment, right? This is a maturity that is not something that is expected of you. You're not being told in this way, hey, this is what you need to do. We're holding the space for you and allowing you to mature into it because this is where you are. This is what time and choice has afforded you. And now we're offering this opportunity in this download as a reception for you to be able to feel a sense of security and a sense of faith. This is your little nugget. This is what you've been asking for. This is all you got to do. All you got to worry about, right? This is like the divine saying, you want to change the world, bitch? You want to do this? You want to do that? Excuse my language. The divine is saying, okay, all you got to do is meditate. And you're like, what? How does that possibly? That's all you got to do. All you got to do is write that poem. What do you mean? How is that poem gonna? Don't worry about it. Just do that, right? And then once that's done, and you're in that next moment, then you can worry about that next inch of clay that needs molding, right? But right now, it's just that. And how much can you infuse of your own potency and your own authenticity and your own pizzazz and your own sparkle? How much of your own shit? How much of your own divine, unique thumbprint can you infuse into that present moment without being bogged down by everything else? Okay, the worrying mind and the worrier inside of you is not welcome to the party of the present moment. Okay, it will be there, and you can observe it. But wherever it is that it wants to take energetic dominance is wherever it is that you're not really giving yourself the opportunity to mold at your greatest potential. This is your gift. The gift is that you ain't got to worry about it all. All you got to worry about is this little piece, this little inch that is right in front of you. This next step. Guides, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, beings of love and light, those that walk with us in God's loving embrace, we call upon you at this time. Allow us to tune into messages for the collective, for the sake of revelation, for the sake of awareness, for the sake of adding definition and potency to this message even more. Thank you so much. And with that, we say amen. What do we have for the collective? Thank you. Yeah, it's like the focus on the future and the focus on the things that you can't quite wrap your head around are the things that hold you in this place of it diffuses and it relinquishes your gratitude and your sense of gratitude and appreciation, which is your greatest, softest place to lay yourself down on. It's the greatest place. It's the greatest thing for you to, it's the greatest, I guess you could say, cushion for the discomfort of your experience is gratitude, appreciation, right? And with the Ace of Swords in the reverse, it's like, why am I not getting the full download? Why am I not getting the full vision? And the divine is saying, because you're only supposed to focus on the one thing. Okay, you're trying to look at a whole garden and asking the divine, how do I make my whole garden? And the divine is saying, start with a money tree. How about that? Or start with something simple. Start with a succulent, right? All of that will build. It will grow, and it will grow faster than you can imagine. But how much of your garden is really being tended to if you're spreading yourself amongst all of the different aspects of your garden and you're not really giving your full potency and attention to one thing, right? Because things are moving very quickly. And karmically, energetically, fire-wise, spiritually, there's a lot of your energy and I guess you could say drive. And I want to even say, like, it's almost like the collective is very eager, right? The collective has a boner and a heart on it. In the sense of, like, you guys are eager. You guys want to jump in. You want to do it all, right? And with the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, you can't juggle the future and the past at the same time. Okay, you can't juggle the future and the present at the same time while, you know, flirting with the past. Is not how this works. And this is kind of how I feel it, because the Two of Pentacles in the upright is kind of like being indecisive, not really sure where you want to go. And the divine is saying, you don't need to be sure right now. You don't need to have a high definition. We're so addicted as a collective to high definition, clarity of sound, right? But what if it's blurry? Is that okay? Can we have can we take a blurry vision? Okay, is that cool with you? Can it be like they're saying, think about like focal lenses, like where you're looking at something and everything around it is blurry, right? Where when you look at something with your eyes, everything around it is less defined because your focus is on that one thing, right? And that's how life is, right? When you focus on that one thing, allow your full definition to come to that one thing so that you can mold that piece of clay fully defined. And then you can move on to that next piece. You can move on to that next, square inch block of clay that is a part of the bigger block, right? Hope this is making sense. And with the Three of Cups in the reverse, there's a lot of, I guess you could say, also energy of individuals around us that are triggering us at this time. Individuals that are going through their own time and karmic process of things, and they're going through their own heartaches, and they're going through their own stuff. This is the Four of Cups. I don't know why I said the Three of Cups, but with the Four of Cups, this is you being able to finally receive what's being offered to you through the window of the present. This is a message that applies at all times, but for some reason at this time in our ascension, at this time at the end of September, you know, coming on the full moon, it's sort of a window of opportunity for us to step into this maturity as a co-creator, yeah? The Page of Rods in the upright. This is becoming a student again when it comes to spirit. This is you being like, all right, this is the wand of the present. This is what it means to allow the present to flow, right? You're not over here thinking about all of the 8 different wands and trying to figure out how to make that shit fly all at once. The divine is saying right now, this is what you know. It's blurry, but you know that this is coming, or you know that this is going to be the future, right? But right now, can you be a student of this? Can you learn this one wand better than you know anything? Can you really build that muscle to be able to operate within the present moment in a way that is mastery within yourself? That is what is going to kind of set you up, or set us all up for the full-on, I guess you could say, the full-on inheritance of our divine marketplaces. Ooh. The commonwealth, the marketplaces, the full-on entrepreneurial vision of what it is that we bring to the table, and how the transference of power and wealth occurs is because you're doing it in a way that is holistic. It is because you are doing it in a way that is in alignment to who you are. It is because you are doing it in a way that is in harm to no one and the betterment of all. It is because you are doing it in a way that makes the heavens sing and your praises, and makes your ancestors proud, and makes you really an MVP of the co-creative human experience. This is something that not many people have had the opportunity to do, and now we're being handed the keys. But these keys are only to the door that is in front of you, and nothing beyond that. And beyond that, you will be given the key to the next one, and then the next one. But there's something about the collective being bogged down, energetically drained, and kind of at a loss because of all of what you feel is coming into form, and how you feel like you're failing, or we feel like we're failing to meet the mark of all of these different things. The divine is saying, be present. Yes, there'll be a time for structure. That'll be something else that's another present moment thing that's in front of you, where you'll get to a point where you're moving and flowing, and then you decide and realize that in your present, you're being asked, and you're flowing in a way where you're having to structure your day a little more, where you're having to add you're having to incorporate that masculine structure into that feminine flow. That'll be a step for another time. That'll be a mission for another time. But right now, what is flowing in front of you? What is being asked in front of you? Some of y'all just need to cry. Some of y'all just need to process some shit. Right? It's like you don't even give yourself the grace to process everything that happened, and you have a backlog of all of this unprocessed emotion from recent things that have happened, because you are supposed to be the spiritually evolved one, the one with all the answers. No, you are a being living an imperfect/perfect being, living an imperfect/perfect experience at a time that is perfect/imperfect. It's a lot of perfect/imperfect. It's a lot of Renaissance and depression. It's a lot of contradicting. It's a lot of two sides of the coins. And until you master both sides of the coins, until you're able to accept and receive the value in both sides of the coin, then you will not have the coin. Ooh. Thank you, Spirit. So lay your worries to rest. Whatever you're plotting, somebody's plotting something here, whatever you're plotting to get ahead, and it feels like a plot because it feels like the divine gave you a mission, a one objective mission, just one thing you got to do right now. And you're over here like plotting after it. Why? The Seven of Swords speaks of secrets. It also speaks of deception, and it also speaks of like kind of keeping your stuff to yourself. But here it's like, where is it that your mind keeps you from being able to allow, so some of you guys, it's not even the fact that you're just bogged down. It's the fact that you feel a sense of unsafety, or a feeling of being unsafe when you allow your full potency to be inserted into whatever it is that you're doing. There's something about you feeling a sense of vulnerability with allowing your full potency. What I mean by that is like all of the beautiful things that authentically make you you, not everybody else's shit, your shit, and how you allow a certain amount of that to flow at a certain time, and anything more than that feels like you're too much. I'm hearing people telling you you're too much, right? It's too much. And with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, this is like Spirit saying, like, wherever it is that you're trying to calculate, it's like seeing like a wheel going around, right? And it's going to stop somewhere. But you're over here like trying to assert yourself and your intuition to see where it's going to stop so that you can be prepared for wherever that stops. And Spirit is saying, it's fun. Just sit there, let it spin, figure out where it's going to stop, and be like, okay, cool. Like, let's roll with that, right? But there's something about a feeling of needing to be prepared, feeling unsafe, feeling like you need to know what's going to be around the corner in order for you to feel comfortable about it. And Spirit is saying this is where the maturity and faith comes in, okay? I think I've given so much definition to this message, and I'm grateful to those of you guys that are able to receive this from me. Who knows what I'll be flowing in my next present moment, in my next square inch block of clay, in my next aspect of my destiny that I am showing up for. You will be the first witness of that. And with that, I say God bless. Make sure that you comment, like, subscribe if you resonate with me, and I will see you guys in the next one.